Muy buenas, pues hoy estamos aquí en nuestro estudio y tenemos un nuevo juguetito de Warm Audio. Para los que no conozcáis aún la marca, hace recreaciones de esos éxitos de todos los tiempos de estudios, micrófonos, previos, compresores, como es este de aquí, pedales de guitarra. Una de las cosas que hacen muy bien es estudiar muy bien cómo están construidos los originales y buscan componentes que lo clavan. Y a un precio, pues, que muchos estudios se pueden permitir en vez de tener pues micrófonos que solo 3 o 4 estudios en el país podrían tener. Y con nosotros, we have a Benjamin.
Pleasure to be here at Alfasoni. I'm a product specialist at Warm Audio. And just, here to introduce the WA-1B, which we're extremely excited to present to you guys.
Yeah, we didn't know. We know that it's going to be a compressor.
Yeah.
But we didn't know it's going to be a Scandinavian compressor, right?
Yeah. I mean, we tried to keep it a secret as long as possible, but I mean, on the social media channels and through email, we get a lot of customers that have been asking for us to make a 1B style compression. So we're excited to tell you about it today.
And we're going to try it.
Yeah, we're gonna test it on a few applications, dial in some simple compression, and show you some of the features and some of the things that you'll explore on different audio files.
Let's talk about the product. Why this one?
I mean, so on our current compressor line, we've got the WA-2A, which is another tube optical style compressor. We've also got the WA-76, which it's a FET compressor. It's got a few more controls on it. This is kind of combining those two worlds. You know, you get the precision controls with the attack and release on it, but you still get that smooth, kind of warm tube optical compression. It's going to run through the tube circuitry, give you a little bit of warmth. We used actually some cleaner tubes in this, which kind of give a bit more of a top end, a bit more of an open musical sound. So yeah, I mean, with the 2A style, the 76 style, this just gives you another option to reach for while you're in the studio.
Different color, you can combine them on the studio.
Yeah.
And then you can apply this into a lyrics or apply this into drums. It's colors, guys. So about the components, because one of the topics of the brand is that you choose very specific components that you want to use in your products.
So we're sticking with the 1B style compression. We wanted to recreate a true Scandinavian style compression. So this thing has custom Lundell transformers from Sweden in it. And to be honest, that's the secret sauce in this thing. It's aside from the tubes, it helps give that big open sound. It sticks with the Scandinavian theme from Sweden. It's all a discrete custom signal path inside. You want to dive right in, test some stuff?
Let's go.
One of the main features on this is it's got a switch for fixed manual, and manual.
Okay.
And essentially what that means is in fixed, it's going to be more like a 2A style compression where you don't have to worry about the attack and release.
Okay.
So yeah, a lot of people just set that to fixed, and hit their ratio and threshold, boom, it's going to sound good. But I mean, if you do want to dial in, have a little bit more precision control, boom, switch it to manual,
and then
you've got your attack and release. So we'll play with those, jump between fixed and manual, and just show how you can get a little bit more control, or just trust the circuitry to take care of the attack and release for you.
It looks fun. Let's go.
Let's do it.
Now, it's all compressor.
So this is a pretty strong compression here. We're compressing at about 7 dBs of compression.
Okay.
So yeah, let's go just extreme. That's gonna really compress it, but you know, you're not getting that thumping sound where it's kind of cutting out the audio file. You know what I mean? So even if you go super strong on this thing,
it's not very strong.
Yeah. And keep in mind, this is also in the fixed setting, so I'm not touching the attack and release, but it's just cool. You can push it as hard as you want, and it's still gonna sound musical.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's sounding musical, but it's sounding dearly better.
Yeah.
Rather than the plain one.
Yeah.
Now you're playing with the attack. You're switching to manual.
Yeah. So right now I'm actually just adjusting the ratio and threshold just to let it breathe a little bit more. But yeah, let's switch over to manual. We're on manual now. Back to fixed. And the attack and release here is set at noon. So when I switch to manual, just straight up on the attack and release. Let's kick a little more compression in the beginning. Turn up the attack. Go hard just so you can hear it. A little softer. I like it. I like cranking it up on the attack for this.
Yeah, for drums it works.
For sure. And we'll crank up the release a little bit too.
Yeah, so you compare it. Now, yeah.
See, and that's the interesting thing about compression is like a lot of people think it's just limiting and dynamic, but no, it's adding like body and warmth and dynamic
changing,
to it as
it's
well.
pretty warm on it.
Yeah. So
now it's like plain, it's like gray.
Yeah.
And here you're adding like notes, color, like different.
Yeah.
It changes. Okay. So let's try it with the bass.
Cool. Let's hone in some bass tones.
This is the bass.
Okay. So we're in manual here. I'm gonna go hard on the ratio. 10:1 is where it maxes out. Beefy. Beefmeister. Hit the threshold a bit too. Makes it sound tighter. I like going hard on the ratio here, maybe less threshold.
Let me check the original right now.
Again, pretty lifeless.
Yeah? Oh.
Yeah. So yeah. And let's scale that back if you don't want it as extreme. And this, yeah, you can hear now there's a little bit of noise in that bass, so it's like, it does sound like it might be peaking a little bit, so.
Yeah, then you control it.
Yeah.
Maybe you can go just manual and go to play with the attack.
Let's hit the fit. This is the fixed.
Okay, this
setting.
is the fixed one. Let's compare it. Okay.
Cool.
It changed everything.
Yeah, some subtle differences on the bass.
Let's try it with voice.
Yeah, I think vocals is where you're gonna notice it the most. Just typically in a performance, acoustic guitar vocal, you're gonna have a lot of dynamic in those. So let's see what the vocals sound like here.
Back in the day, I was something special. Always the star, never the extra.
Okay.
Boy, when you need a break, life has a way of knocking you on your face. I was so desperate for your attention.
Some people like this sound. They're like a really kind of tight vocal sound that doesn't poke out in the mix too much. Which I get it. It sounds cool.
Yeah.
But personally, yeah.
Back in the day, I
like to be real subtle so that you still want to hear some of that dynamic from the vocal.
Yeah.
So this is about, we're getting about 1 dB of compression going right now.
And just see the original.
I was so desperate for your attention. My insecurity craves perfection. You know how this story goes. You want
Attack and release up a bit.
But you can't escape the low. I'm scandalized. I'm scandalized. I don't know what I want anymore. Turn out the lights. Turn out the lights.
Yeah, you can clearly
I
hear
try
the
over
difference
and
while you're
over,
tuning
I
it.
can't let it go. Fear is sacred, love is lust. We've been hypnotized. Is there anyone you
kind of
trust?
same story.
Got
You
me
get a lot more body
scandalized.
from the compressor.
Fear is sacred,
you know?
love is
So
lust.
it's not
We've
just the
been
dynamic.
hypnotized. Every single
And with
one
these
of
tubes,
us
you get
got me scandalized.
you get some more top end to the
Back
vocal
to the
too,
wall.
especially people who sing in a higher registry. These tubes are really, really nice for people who sing in a little bit higher registry, just because they're crystal clear tubes with a nice top end to it.
So you're going to throw some chords for us?
Yeah, throw out some chords for us.
him.
For, of course, the WA-1B.
Yeah.
Let's get some acoustic going and we'll mess around, try to get some cool tones.
Okay. Okay. We have now the compressor, and you're setting it in its fixed, and then here. Please.
Yes, sir.
It's your song.
Cool. Sounds wonderful. So yeah, let's just test with a lot of, this is actually back into the manual. Let's get some attack and release going. And I did try to strum kind of hard just to throw some dynamics into the performance just so we can hear what this thing actually does.
Trying to stretch it.
So this is ratio and threshold all the way down, almost no compression.
Let's start again.
Yeah. So this is quite a lot of compression on the performance. I think it sounds pretty good, to be honest with you. Yeah, we've got the...
If you compare it,
Yeah, it's a lot. And that's with the attack at about 75%, the release at about 75%, ratio just past noon, threshold just past negative 20 dB. So if you're curious on what those settings were, that's where we're dialed in here on the manual setting.
It works. It works very, very nice.
Yeah.
Any more applications that you may thought it will nail it?
For sure. I mean, while I said it's really popular on rap and hip hop and pop vocals, you'll see this used in the studio on almost anything. So if you want to dial in your kick drum specifically as opposed to a whole kit, it's really good at dialing in those bass frequencies. So, I mean, honestly, I would just encourage everybody to, if you've got this in your rack at the studio, to give it a whirl, give it a test on your application if you want a little bit of tube warmth to it.
Yeah.
This is going to be the compressor you reach for. For drummers, typically they'll reach for a 76 style compressor, which is the FET compressor without the tubes, but you might want a little bit of warmth, tube warmth on it with those controls. So that's why just have fun.
That's all about.
Heck yeah.
Benjamin, thank you for being here. Thank you for letting us try this beauty.
Absolutely. You can reach out to these guys at Alfasoni. We're available for you at Warm Audio if you have any questions about this. If you buy the product and you need a little bit of help setting it up or dialing in some settings, we're always around for it.
We're totally convinced this is going to be a new thing.
Yeah.
It's going to be a thing in your studios.
Yeah, I mean, people for years have been asking us to make this, so no doubt it's going to be a game changer.
Now they have to buy it, right?
Yeah, good affordable price too. I mean, the goal for us is to make these products that are hard to find, that are almost unattainable at this point, at a good price point, so that every artist can kind of get in the studio and get that pro studio sound.
Esperamos que os haya gustado el vídeo. Si tenéis alguna duda o si por ejemplo sabéis cuál es el compresor que está emulando, pues lo podéis dejar abajo en los comentarios y os vamos a escribir. Y nos vemos en el próximo vídeo. Bye.
Take care.